about some world firsts that have come about because of the intersection of the internet and television. Some have happened, some are still coming, but we're going to start our exploration off by looking back at a couple of them. Now, there was a world first that came about from the US Postal Service. They thought it was a great idea to make 4 stamps. Those are these. Now, the problem wasn't they forgot to put Barney on there. The problem was they used a brontosaurus. Now, you're standing next to somebody who thinks that a brontosaurus existed. I'm positive of that fact. However, brontosauruses themselves were plagued by firsts. They were the world's largest dinosaur when they were found. They were the world's most complete dinosaur that were found. And they were the first dinosaur to get put in front of the public. The public fell in love with them. The problem was they don't exist. The guy that found them, this gentleman, that gentleman, got the body of one dinosaur, the head of another dinosaur, jammed the two together, and made a third dinosaur. That's not how paleontology works. But because the people loved the dinosaur, they loved the brontosaurus, he stayed with us forever, and we're still dealing with it today. Now, my 3-year-old daughter knows that there's no such thing as a brontosaurus. She thinks it's called an apatosaurus, which it was. So I'm hoping that when we get the intersection of the internet and television, we're not going to come out of it with a brontosaurus, we're going to come out of it with something brilliant. So let's look at the intersection, let's look at the first prehistoric TVs. You stood up, walked over, bent over, changed the channel. How did we live that way? It evolved into a remote control that was connected by a wire, and then into this one, where you fired a torch beam across your room. That was brilliant. Until your mum came home and turned the light on, and the channel changed. So we've all used TVs enough to know that today we do not want the manufacturers of televisions blasting TV signals straight into the back of our skull. Our cerebral cortex is precious to us. So what are we going to do? What's the next step? The next step is going to be hybrid broadcast broadband television. It's broadcast in the back. Stephen, the video. Where it's black, that's where the broadcast comes in. The front bit is all about the broadband. When the channel changes, the broadband in the front can change as well. It's fantastic. Now, had there been Rick Astley, Never Gonna Giving You Up, you would have thought that it was amazing amalgam of technology to get broadcast and broadband together into one space. But it's not. It's just a web stack. If you can program a Tumblr, you'll be able to program HBB TV coming up. Well, I'm looking forward to it as well. But what are we going to do with that technology? Well, we've got many options open to us. We'll be able to turn Rage on when we get home in the middle of the night. The song will be partway playing through, and HBB TV will let us find out who's singing it, what the lyrics are, and where we can buy the album from without getting up, changing devices or inputs. It's going to be very, very sexy. Even better, Samsung have come out with technology to allow face recognition, voice recognition, and gesture recognition all in your TV set. When you're watching Q&A and Tony gives you the shits, thanks Tony, channel changes, and you get the next view across, just like this one. Now the problem is that with our remote controls, we're benefiting from the internet, but we haven't yet solved the problem. We've taken a bad remote control device, we've made a bad application. We're getting better though, give us a chance. Because this is our goal, getting all the TV that exists on the internet in front of you as a user. Don't rely on the stations to program for you. You'll be programming your own TV. You'll be the one coming up with the next hit shows. It'll be fantastic. Now, it's not going to be all great. There's going to be some problems, like having to watch his face for 15 seconds. He's cancelled community TV. It will no longer be appearing on TVs after 2015. They'll have to go to HBB TV, so at least they're saved there. And he's going to replace the community TV with classics like this one. Here Comes Honey Boo Boo. This poor toddler earned her parents $2 million. So it's not all bad news for her, but it is bad news for us. That's why I had to pixelate the image for you. I'm sorry about that. But there are benefits. Not only is America giving us Honey Boo Boo, they're also giving us The Simpsons. You'll be able to program with HBB TV. I want to start watching from episode 1. I want to watch every episode in order, and I want to finish when I finish with the current show. You'll have that power with HBB TV. You'll be the one controlling it simply by controlling very, very simple EPGs like this. Now, you won't have to watch channels you don't like. You won't see shows you don't want to watch. You can do some things with advertising to make it more interesting for yourselves. Unfortunately, we can't stop Julie Andrews from appearing anywhere, so you'll still have to put up with Mary Poppins and The Sound of Music, but it's early days. So, the last world first we had with HBB TV was Freeview Plus. Australia is the first country in the world where all the commercial stations are banded together under one banner, and they're giving you access to all the catch-up TV that exists. So you don't have to worry about unplugging devices and changing things around. It's just turn on the TV, catch up as you're at your control. So when you sit down at 8:30 to watch a show and it doesn't start until 8:45, it's all up to you. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Craig.